Hi everyone. I know it's been a long time since I've seen you last at school. I missed you guys terribly, terribly. I wish I could see you all soon, and I hope you guys are all hanging in there at home right now. I wanted to film a video today for you outside, but it's a little bit windy, so I'm gonna start inside. And if you guys remember, the last time that we met at After School program, we talked about our heart rate, and we found our heart beat either here on our wrist, or we didn't talk about this one, but you can sometimes feel it in the elbow, or you can just feel it on your chest sometimes. So we found our pulse, we counted, remember? And then we did some jumping jacks and we did some activities, and I had you guys count again. Just to show you that the faster you move and the more active you are, the more it brings your heart rate up. And that's actually really good for your body to get your heart pumping faster. So today we are talking about picking up where we left off, and we're talking about why exercise is so important for you. So I put together a little video for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. And then next week when we meet, we will be finishing our fitness section and talking about intensity. So we'll talk about what that word means next week. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and Mrs. Wallace will have some handouts for you that I'll talk about, and I'm going to have a challenge for you guys at the end too for next week.
The author Mark Twain once said, "Eat a live frog in the morning, and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day," meaning that the first thing you do when you wake up should be the most challenging thing. You have the most motivation and the most willpower right when you first wake up, and it gradually lowers the longer the day goes on. That means when you get home from school or after dinner time, you might not feel like going outside or exercising. Our brains see exercise as stress. Our brains release a chemical when we exercise that helps clear our minds and make positive choices. This is why walking or biking to school can be a great start to your day. Starting the day with physical activity leads to better food choices, gives you more energy, and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Our human bodies were designed to move. In today's world, we spend a lot of time on screens, playing video games, watching TV, or scrolling on our phones. We've basically removed all movement from our lives. We used to be hunters and gatherers. Our ancestors used to walk 5 to 10 miles on an average day just to be able to find food. Now the majority of Americans are overweight, and many have diseases that start from poor food choices and not moving our bodies. Exercise also helps our brains absorb and learn new information. Think about the class you would usually have right after PE or recess. Think about your mood, how tired you are, how well you remember what the teacher says. Chances are you're able to focus a lot better in this class. If you exercise this very morning, you're already in a better spot to be able to focus on this very video. If we go back to our ancestors again, the only reason they had to learn and use their brain was to find food, maybe a cave for shelter, and remember which animals were dangerous and which ones were safe. Back in the day, whenever we moved, it meant something important was going on. However, when we were resting, it meant nothing important was going on. Our brains still think this way. If we're not moving, there's no reason to learn or remember anything. And feeling down. The chemicals that your brain releases after exercise are a first line of defense against feeling angry, frazzled, frustrated, stressed, and anxious. Regular exercise also helps you sleep better and longer at night. If you wake up feeling tired, even though you thought you slept for a long time, you might not be getting good quality sleep. Exercise helps drop your body temperature and release stress that may be keeping you awake. And compared to people who aren't exercising a lot, people who exercise usually don't get sick as much. And if they do, they usually get better much faster. The longer and more often you exercise, the stronger your body gets. If you remember last week, we talked about how your heart was a muscle that pumps blood through your body. Exercise makes this muscle stronger and more able to pump. If you're doing a lot of exercise with running and jumping, your feet hitting the ground makes your bones build themselves up. Your lungs get stronger, making it easier for you to take in air, and your muscles get bigger and stronger too, making it easier for you to do the things you do every day, like riding a bike, carrying a heavy backpack, playing sports, or even playing on the playground. Sometimes it's really hard to want to exercise or be physically active because you may feel really tired, out of breath, or you don't like getting sweaty. But all of these things get better the longer you practice at it.
All right, so now that we know some reasons that exercise is so good for you, I challenge you guys to get out once or twice this week and get a dog walk in, a ride on your bike, or even just a walk around the neighborhood and get those heart rates up. And I will see you next week for our last fitness lesson.